They're not making any money at it themselves. They might have turned over $2,000, $3,000. They're not telling you what it's cost them to do that. More often than not, these people are actually losing money. Hi, I'm just trying to see if I can get this on my computer as well as on the phone so that I can see any comments. I'm not very technically apt, but I am good at making money, so let's see if we can just do something here about this. And yeah, I believe I've got it there. Sorry that you're seeing the top of my head at the moment. Okay. Right, I think on my monitor it's still showing the top of my head, but maybe there's some sort of delay. Last week we talked about making a decision, and that is the most important thing that you're going to do on your route to personal success. You're going to make that decision that you are going to succeed regardless of what takes place, regardless of any obstacles. And if you've not seen that video, then there is a recording of it on my YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to that in the comments section below when I finish today. But today I want to talk about intent, because you must have the right intent. You must know what you're trying to achieve. And I find that when I speak to people that come to me for help, most of them don't really understand what they're trying to do. And so they don't have the right intent. And so they can't get where they want to go. These sessions are just me talking to you, man to man or man to woman, as a friend. I'm just trying to help you and explain where things go wrong. And sometimes I'm going to tell you things that maybe you won't like. Because the purpose of this is to get you into a position where you're going to be successful, where you're going to achieve your goals. And you can't do that without the right intent. People sometimes, and particularly after my last recording last Sunday, I've had a few people that have come to me and they've said things like, well, I'm reading personal development, or I'm watching personal development videos, and that's great. But you must even have the intent there. You must know why you're watching them. Because if you don't have the intent of knowing why you're watching them, and why you're watching them is to make that decision that no matter what, that commitment, no matter what, you are going to be a success. And success is personal. It's whatever you decide is successful. Because if you've not got that intent, if you don't know why you're reading the book, it's just like reading a novel. It's there and it's coming in one ear and it's going out the other. You've got to have that reason why you're reading the book, why you're watching the videos, why you're making the affirmations, why you're meditating. What are you intending to get from that? And on the personal development side, it is very, very simply making that decision which is going to change your life, because it's going to change the way that you do things and you look at things. Because without that decision, you will fail. It's a hard road to success, which is why so many people give up and they settle for mediocre and average. Now, I know that's not you, or you wouldn't be here now. You don't want to settle for mediocre. You want to be the best you can be. And you can only do that by making that decision, by having the right intent. So that's not just important in what we covered last week, but it's important in your business, because another thing I find is that most people don't understand business. They don't know what's involved. And so they can't have the intent because they don't know where they're supposed to be going. Yeah, they know they want to make money. They know they've got to make sales to make money or sponsor people or whatever it may be that they've been told. But they don't understand the basic principles of business. And I can express this in 4 letters: C, P, P, CPPS. And the first one is contacts. You've got to have contact with people as your first step. And from those contacts, you then eliminate the ones that have no interest, and the rest become prospects. And this is the same whether it's online or offline. It's the same for any business. And this is what your business is based on. This is what your business is. Your business is not Empower Network or Mobe or Aspire or Skinny Body Care or Vacation or whatever people tell me their business is. That is a product. That is not your business. Your business is the acquisition of customers, sales, and that is the last part. CPPS. Contacts, prospects. The second P is presentation. There's got to be a sales presentation in there somewhere that will then get to sales. So you've got those 4 things. And once you know what those 4 things are that you need to be doing on a regular, daily basis, then you can go about it with the right intent. You can reverse engineer things, because you can say, okay, I got a sale. How many presentations did I do to get that sale? And it might be 10, it might be 3, it might be 20, whatever it is. You need to know the numbers. When I talk about a presentation, if you're doing face-to-face, then that's face-to-face. It's like me talking to you and explaining the thing to you. But more often than not, that happens offline with a sales force. Online, it tends to happen through a sales presentation. Today, it's usually some sort of video sales page, somebody explaining what this is about and giving people the option to click a button to make a purchase, to buy. So that's the presentation. So you need the contacts, the prospects, the presentation, and that'll get you to the sales. And there are other elements involved, but that basically is what you need to understand. And so your intent has got to be to reverse engineer that. So whatever the numbers are to get the sales from the presentation, and then the number of prospects it takes to get them to a presentation, and then the number of contacts you need to make to get the prospects. So you might start out with 1,000 prospects, and 1,000 contacts. You might make contact with 1,000 people, and maybe most of them are not really interested. So you end up with 200 people that become prospects. And of those 200 prospects, there may be 50 that are interested enough to get to a presentation. And of those 50 presentations you do, you might end up with 1 sale or 5 sales or whatever it is. And those ratios will change as you grow, as you become better at what you're doing. But you need to know your starting point, and you need to know what your intent is. And your intent is to make the number of contacts that you need to make. And how you do that and how you go about that, I'll be covering in more detail next week, because as we go on through these sessions, I'll be getting more into what you need to be doing, why you need to be doing it, and how you need to be doing it, to be successful. So that's what we'll be covering, but you need to understand what your business is. It's not whatever the product is. The product is just whatever people are going to buy that is going to get you those sales. It's not your business. Your business is generating the people from contacts through prospects into the presentation to make the sales. And once you understand that, you'll have a better chance of being successful. What happens, and what I see very, very often, is people join an opportunity and they are told that they need to send people to the company squeeze page or whatever it may be. Sometimes they're given the option to build a list at the same time, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just told to send people to a sales page, and they do whatever they've been told to do, and they come up against a brick wall because everybody else is doing the same thing, and it's very, very difficult to get enough people through your system to actually get to that end point of making a sale, because of the number of people that are doing exactly the same thing. And most of the people that are doing exactly the same thing are in that 95% that's failing. They come up against this brick wall, and instead of finding out why that brick wall's there and how to get over it and how to get round it, because they've not made that decision to be successful, they say this doesn't work, and they go looking for something else, and they go back to square one, and they keep coming through this process until they get to that brick wall each time. And it's only the people that have made that decision that have the power to either get over or get straight through, smash through that brick wall and find a way that works. But you have to understand what you're doing. And what you're doing is making those contacts to get sufficient people to become prospects, and those prospects will eventually, you'll get some of them to the presentation, and that presentation will sell to a certain number of people. We're going to be talking, as I say, in the future more about how we do this. Let me just check and see if there are any comments here. I've seen a few thumbs up and hearts and things going across. If you think this is good, give me a like, give me a whatever, and let's see what it is that's going on. And let me just see if I can. Sometimes I can't see comments without refreshing. As I say, I'm not technical. I don't really know well how to work Facebook. What I do know how to do is make money. My income, my gross income, and I specify gross. Most people will just say, oh, I made this amount, and they don't tell you what the net income is. But my gross income per week is usually well into the getting up towards tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more than tens of thousands of dollars a week. I know how to do that. Okay, no, it's not all profit, but a lot of it is, and the better you get at doing things, the more of it becomes profit. So that's what I know how to do, but I don't know how to work Facebook. So let me just refresh and see if there's any comments here, because I'd love to answer your question. If I can even find out why to refresh. Here we go. I'd love to answer any questions that are there. So I've refreshed that, and I don't think there are any comments in there. There's some messages here, perhaps, I don't know. Oh no, this is from Facebook. It says, want to know who's watching your live video and things. Swipe to see your viewers. Okay. I know some people, this isn't a convenient time. I tried to pick a time that would be good for people internationally. And I thought 4 o'clock in British summertime in the afternoon on a Sunday would be good for most people. But I know that in some places, I mean, I had some people that have got to me and said, well, I'll be in church at that time. That's fine. For that reason, I'll be putting these up as recordings, and I will put a link in to the playlist that I have for this on YouTube, where you'll be able to see just Sunday snippets. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to offer you opportunities. I'm here to tell you how to get the best out of what you have now. So, week 1, decision. Week 2, intent. Make sure whatever you do, you have a very clear idea of what you intend to get out of it. Whether it's making a contact, whether it's getting to the state where you make that commitment to yourself, where you make that decision. There are lots of things that you can do to get to this point. Yeah, personal development videos, seminars, books are great, but you must know why you're doing it. Why are you doing it? You're doing it so that you get to the point where you say, I don't care what happens, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to break through that wall, I'm not going back to the beginning ever again. And you need to know, when you're taking actions in your business, exactly what you are intending to achieve with every action that you take. And that's my Sunday snippet for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you found it valuable, please like and share it. And if you've got a team, get your team down on this. I'll help you to get that business going, to help your business grow. That's what I'm here for. That is my mission in these Sunday snippets. I hope I'll see you next Sunday, same time, same place. God bless. Now I've got to find out how I stop it. Finish.